What's up, you motherfuckers?
Hey, Charlamagne the God.
Yeah,
Your girl, K. Michelle.
On me. And if y'all want the juice, tune into
Juice.
tune into the Juice.
Juice 901.
Podcast. Make sure you check it out.
You heard it.
Juice 901.
Juice 901, man. We
Who
got
got
Michael
the
Blackston. Who got the juice?
I wouldn't even understand, so I said, I don't think I can do it.
Contagiously influential. Say what it do, what it ain't, what it is. Listening to music, watching cartoons since I was a kid. Say what it do, what it ain't, what it is. Listening to music, watching cartoons since I was a kid. Turn the radio on, that's my jam. Beats banging loud like the door. With the slam, music blast out. The sunroof, play my music real loud so they can.
What's up? It's your boy Tay Speaks.
What's up, guys? It's India Ebony, the 4'9 goddess.
And we got a special guest in the building right now. I got my guy.
Hey, it's the one and only Kumasi Turner. You already know what's going on.
You already know what's going on, so you already know it's going to be straight dopeness. Dopeness?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And we're in a new location. I know y'all peeped it out.
Yeah, so
But we had to come in my guy's home. So without further ado, we're going to start asking you some questions, bro. And like I said, it's just a chill environment. You know, we're just going to sit back and talk.
Yes, sir.
Like we got the wine on the table, a bottle of Jack.
we're the
and
only
we
ones
just
with
talk.
headphones on.
Oh, yeah.
It is what it is.
It's fine. We
It's
like
dope.
to hear ourselves talk.
Exactly. But no, like I guess my first question is, first of all, what got you in the radio?
I remember I got into radio about 2.5 years ago when I was a sophomore here at the University of Memphis, and I was in an advising appointment with my film advisor, and I don't really remember the entire conversation that we had after I was through getting advised, but she was like, "Do you want to go over to the radio station?" I guess because I was talking about like doing voice acting and all that kind of stuff, and she was like, yeah, come on, let's go to the radio station. She already knew who the general manager was and everything, so I'm like a 20-year-old kid. I'm still kind of like finding my way through college and trying to find my own voice and everything and see what I want to do in life. But she took me over here to the radio station, and I met Malvin Massey, who gave me like my first big opportunity in radio. And man, I was just like a kid just knocking on the door like, please, can I just get on there? Can I like touch the buttons and do all that kind of stuff? I was like super excited. And he was like, yeah, man, just give me your contact information. And I think about like 2 weeks later, I didn't hear from him that much. And I was just like, let me just leave class one day. When I got out of class, just walk right over here to the radio station. And I was just like, man, can I just get in and just see someone doing this stuff? And he was like, yeah, come on, we got to get you in. We got to let you watch what some of the DJs do and learn from them. And I was just like, yeah, let me do that. So I was just sitting down in that little green chair in the on-air room and everything, just like taking notes. And I remember Gabriel Valdez, he was like the first DJ that I learned so much from, to the point where when I got my big break on air, I sounded just like him. I'm coming on the air talking word from word, like anything that he would say, because I like took like so many notes down.
Pick it up.
And I was just like, man, I was just like a sponge soaking everything in. But I remember that, man. It was like 2.5 years ago, and it was so much fun because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So that was definitely a way for me to like get my feet wet in a different field. Because even though doing film, I always came into the University of Memphis with my head set on like doing stuff behind the cameras, behind the scenes, and all that kind of stuff. But
So you wasn't in the radio at all at first. It
Oh,
was
no.
just,
I mean, everybody was saying like, "Yo, you talk so well. Like, you need to do radio." And then I love music because I grew up listening to
that's
like,
how it usually goes.
oh yeah, I grew up listening to like all the big radio stations in Memphis, like K97 and all of them. So I think transitioning from like working behind the camera into like on the microphone and everything was kind of like something new for me, and it was so dope. Like I've been here, like they can't get rid of me at this point now, because when I'm graduating, like I still come back here. I still help out with all the younger undergrads here. I train a lot of people. I still run my own show, conversations with Kumasi and everything. So no, this has been like a dope journey for me.
Right. That's great. Okay.
So how long you been doing music though?
Man, to be honest, I really just started like writing 16s and stuff.
Are you good? That's the question.
Oh yeah,
Can you really rap, bro?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Y'all
Who
gonna
knows?
See, man. Y'all are gonna see, man.
Can you really rap?
So, okay, well, I want to ask like a fun question. So when did you really like, for one, when did you start your own show? Like what made you, like who like gave you that opportunity to start your own show? Like, I know you've been here and you were around or whatever, but who was like, okay, you deserve a spot?
That was pretty much Malvin. Like, my hat goes off to him because he was the one that saw a lot of potential in me. I was like 20 years old. I had to find my own voice and everything. I didn't know anything about jazz music like that. So when I came into it, it was like a huge new environment for me to get involved in. But Malvin took that chance on me like he does with so many other people. Like, when I first got here, didn't know anything about jazz, and he was that person who was like, yo, I think you sound really well, and it's time for you to go on there. And I was like, what? I already just learned the analog board and everything, and I'm just like, man, I'm good with doing this. Can I just work the boards or something and like cue people in? He was like, no, I think you can do a little bit more than that because you already sound well. Like, and then I was like a young DJ too. Like, when everybody else was like in their 30s and 40s and probably even 50s and 60s, like I was a young DJ here, so I was kind of like looked at as this young kid who's going to be probably like the face of this like radio station and getting other students on campus involved with it. So I was like, dang. So when I went on there for the first time, I was like super nervous. But Malvin saw so much into me. He was like, even when I feel like I'm doing bad, and especially like on my first time, I felt like I did so bad. He was like, no, your playlist was so good. Like, you don't understand, like you did a great job. Like, for a beginner too, and for someone who didn't really have that much experience with it, like I only had like probably 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks of just like playing around with the equipment and stuff and just kind of like working on my own thing. But no, they were like, man, you gotta go on there and you gotta do this like for real. So I just never left and I kept working at it. I used to go home and like record myself on my phone just to see how I would sound. And yeah, man.
So going back to pre-radio, because you was doing music first, right?
Yeah.
You from Memphis?
Absolutely, yeah.
I don't know. It might be from West Memphis or something. You know, we don't claim them.
Oh man, I'm from South Memphis, Whitehaven.
All right,
Born and raised.
So who are some of your top influences when it comes to music? Like what made you? I guess what style of rap made you want to rap? Like, who do you envision when you pick up the pen? And
Yeah,
start
like when
writing?
you're writing, who could you see yourself? Like, who do you embody when you write? Like, I know that you write for yourself, but like, what flow did you kind of like mimic for, to make your own? Because that's what everyone does.
Yeah, because
basically.
you had a mimic in radio. That was the other guy.
Yeah.
So who was the mimic in music?
I think I owe a lot of credit to a lot of different rappers. Lil Wayne was probably like the first big rapper in my life that I was like, yo, I want to rap. I want to be like who Lil Wayne is. And then just local artists like 3 6 Mafia and then 8 Ball MJG, Yo Gotti. Growing up, like hearing them all on the Memphis radio, like those were like Memphis legends in my opinion. And then when I got older, I got into like mixtapes and everything. And then I went back and had to go backtrack to like old Eminem. And then like when I was in college, I was just listening to all different types of like backpack rap and all these different like hardcore, like lyrical rappers like MF Doom, Earl Sweatshirt, that whole movement. So I think there's not one particular rapper that I just sit down and listen to and kind of like study. I think it's like a combination of everything. Oh yeah, from different areas. Yeah, because like I said, I'm like a student of the game, so my stuff is like going all the way back to the 80s to like LL Cool J to Eric B and Rakim to Jay-Z, Wu-Tang, like everybody.
So how has you working at a jazz station kind of like influenced your rap? Because I know like it's gonna seep in, you know what I mean? So like, have you kind of of course it's expanded like your palette, but like have you like tried to involve that actual element like in your writing?
It's definitely different. It's a 4-3 180 something like that. I don't know.
But yeah, like how has jazz like helped with that? Has it helped at all? Like,
It's funny because like yesterday I was going on air and I was like playing, I don't even know what song it was. I was just playing this one song and I was just like freestyling off it. It was like this instrumental and it was so dope and I was just like, let me just start like freestyling to it. Like nobody was in the room or anything. I'm just in there like, yeah, and just start like rapping to it. But I think jazz is important in my life and how I like go about making music is because it's such a different sound for me because I didn't grow up listening to jazz. My parents grew up listening to like Earth, Wind and Fire, the Isley Brothers. My mom grew up listening to like gospel music and everything. Me and my sister, we were the only two really listening to like hip hop. So we didn't even have like that much jazz in our family or anything like that. So I think coming over here to the radio station, just listening to a different sound, it does open your mind to a whole new atmosphere of like what music can do. And I just went back and just learned all these different great artists like John Coltrane and seeing like their
So
legacy.
you appreciate it a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
Than you did.
Oh yeah, most
Because I
definitely.
can only imagine going from listening to hip hop to having to be on a jazz station.
Oh yeah.
Keep it stacked. I know that it was a lot of nights you was in there like, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is going on, bro?
It's so peaceful too, but I think like jazz has really opened my mind to so many other genres of music. Because when I got here, I wasn't even listening to like rock music or alternative music or anything like that. I was strictly like hip hop, but like hearing all these jazz instrumentals and hearing a different way to approach music, it definitely like got me into like, oh yeah, this is dope. Like I gotta like go extra hard and like when I'm making music because I have all these greats that I'm listening to and I'm surrounded by all these CDs every day, all these Grammy Award winning artists and everything. So
and you know how like the actual music making process works, you know, like
Oh,
from
yeah.
listening to something so intricate. But a lot of like hip hop artists, they actually don't listen to a lot of other hip hop. So now that you're kind of in that space, who's like non hip hop that you look up to now, like in this age? Like who do you like to listen to now to kind of maybe or not get influence from, but like who do you listen to that's not hip hop?
I'm an old soul, so I'm going back. And then I was born in the 90s too, so I'm going back and listening to like old rock music. I love the Foo Fighters, Green Day, who else? Nirvana. I listen to like a lot of like old rock music, the Beatles. And then just R&B music too, like a whole bunch of 90s R&B. I love TLC, so I'm listening to them. Even though that's kind of like rap R&B-ish, but like as far as like non-rap music, I think it was like a huge, it was something big for me to go from hip hop to listening to other genres of music. Cause I was like, anytime I would hear someone like play any other music, I was like, I don't even want to listen to this. Like, and I just now got into like country music too. So that's like
Country music been popping. You been asleep.
that's like, man, like I didn't even know too, cause like when I started listening to country music and just hearing how like they craft their songs and everything, I was like, yo, this is dope.
I love
I
country.
was-
Hey,
How they stole.
you better get on some of that. What's the dude who sing Tennessee Whiskey?
I know what you're talking about too.
Chris Stapleton.
Mm-hmm.
That's a country soul
Man.
artist right there. So Chris Stapleton. If you ever want to come to Juice 901, holla at your boy. But so speaking of rap, real quick, do you listen like would you consider yourself a storyteller, or like it's just whatever you just write, or do you just write, or do you try to paint a picture with your songs?
I think I'm one of those fortunate rappers where I can actually rap about anything. And I feel like if you're one of those kind of rappers, then you are never going to run out of material. If you can just throw different scenarios and different situations and put yourself in the shoes of someone else and be all these different people at once throughout 116, then I feel like that's dope.
Now that you said that, I can see why you said Lil Wayne, because he kind of does that. Like when you think about like the Carter albums or whatever, it's not really like a list of like, okay, well, I see why this song is after this song. Like it's not a story. It's just like, okay, it's kind of like what I did today or what I felt, or I don't need a specific scenario. I feel like rapping, so I'm a rap. Is that basically what you would say? Is that why you like Lil Wayne so much? Because it's kind of like,
Even on the last album, Wayne's last album, the Carter 5, right? Yeah. The first album was the first song was Don't Cry. Then it went to later on the song with him and Kendrick Lamar. So it's like that's the storytelling. But
then there was
that
like
pretty
a
much-
random Ashanti song on there.
Oh, yeah, man. I
Then
can
there
give you
was-
like swag rap. I can flex a little bit too. You know what I'm saying? Like I can give you like swag rap, and I can like paint pictures and stories and everything. So I think being around.
bragging on yourself. We gotta see these bars, bro.
Oh, you know they're coming, man. I got some, and I'm always cooking up too. But like I go to the swag rap and everything. I got all that kind of stuff cooked up. Like
I feel you though. So speaking of storytelling, and then you want to tell the people what's been going on with what's her name, Jordan Woods?
Yeah, okay, so Jordan Woods, basically okay, first of all, she's in LA, so it's like, okay, you're around hella people all the time. But it was a night after, I guess, a party or something, and she was with some friends, and they were going back to Tristan Thompson's house, who is Khloe Kardashian's baby daddy or whatever, and there was some misunderstood body language between two of them, and somebody took that story and exaggerated it before she even got to explain to her friends and her friend's family what happened. So basically the story was that they were making out and she slept over his house or whatever, but no one saw them, no one caught them in the act of having sex or anything like that. But she recently cleared herself up, supposedly, on Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith, which is basically her aunt. And yeah, so and hold on. So Khloe Kardashian has been pretty much for the last 2 weeks been subtweeting her and just being really messy and not blaming the baby daddy who has been cheating on her. She's basically pointing all the fingers at Jordan. But actually today at 12 o'clock, she reneged on all of that. She was basically saying, Tristan is the reason my family is broken up. Because yesterday after...
Oh, really? This happened today?
Yeah, it happened at 12 o'clock. So, because yesterday, people were attacking Khloe and defending Jordan because Jordan was she said that I would never, try to break up someone's home. And she was like, I also don't want your man because I don't want your situation, which was perfect, a perfect way to say that. Anyways. So what's y'all opinion?
To be honest with you, they might have not had sex or whatever. They might not have sex. They might not did any of that. But
on the Red Table Talk, she said that he kissed. They were both drunk, and he pecked her on the lips.
Well, that wasn't until the next morning where he pecked on the lips. So they were pretty sober when that happened. Yeah,
but it wasn't like she was spending the night. It was just everyone was up partying until the sun came up.
True enough, but she still. I'm gonna tell you what. I hate that they're bashing her on the internet because this happens all the time. It's not that big of a deal. It's just
and she's my age, so I'm I really feel for her, honestly, because it's not saying that she did not saying that she's not in the wrong or anything, but it's let's really look at the situation here. It's okay, she admitted that she probably shouldn't have been there in the first place because she knew she knew of Tristan or whatever, and she's okay, maybe she admitted that she's maybe I shouldn't have just never gone in the first place. But at the same time, knowing I feel if I was in that situation and he pecked me on the lips, I'm drunk or whatever, but I'm I feel in my mind, I'm okay, this nigga is an avid cheater.
Yeah, so it's time for me to just dip, who were you trying to protect? Because she also said she also said that they asked her what happened and she didn't tell the truth to Khloe them. So she didn't. No, she didn't know how. She was, first of all, when you're in that situation, would you not be under pressure? I don't think that she was trying to lie, but she's okay, this is someone that I call a sister, and I want to make sure that it comes off properly. Because she couldn't, the thing is, think about how she was feeling on the inside. She already felt it, in that moment, she felt uncomfortable by Tristan Thompson. She's also damn, this was just a fat-ass mistake on both ends. Okay, so let's erase all that, right? Let's talk about how she described they were sitting down. They were sitting down on the he was on the couch, right? And the, this arms of the chair was hanging up.
Yeah, she was sitting
on the chair. She said, my feet were dangling, so I pulled
underneath his chair, because it's a little stool. Mm-hmm. So it was dangling. Her feet were
dangling, and so she pulled them up across his legs. So you laughing for a reason, because as a man in a relationship, that right there is a no-no, because that can be misleading within itself. Although nothing may be going on.
Maybe, I understand.
My sister India was to do that to me. If someone else sees that, we know it's not anything going on, but they can be portrayed another way. So
and that's what she was saying.
Yeah, so she said she was wrong on that part. But I guess, like I said, I hate the bash her on the internet, but at the same time, yes, she's 21, but she also knows what she's doing.
And she also was it made, this whole situation made her realize that, basically, this wasn't, she was caught up in the life that she thought she wanted, or basically going with the flow, a lot, which is basically, she's Kylie Jenner's best friend, or was, or whatever the case may be. And basically, not her whole identity, but because she has been so connected to them, most people know her because a lot of her career situations and things like that have been because of her image, because she's a socialite, amongst them or whatever. And it's now, that's pretty much, she spends more time with them than her family, so I can understand that it's just her whole, literally that one little mistake just crashed her whole world.
So what do you do in this situation? Do you forgive your friend? Do you forgive?
And I really feel for Kylie, because it's
Jordan is a friend, but it's my sister.
And my thing is also, it's Khloe. I already know like just because I have watched the Kardashians or whatever, like I know that Khloe is a very irrationally emotional person sometimes. Like she's just like, I feel what I feel and this is how I feel. I don't really I'm not trying to, make it clear right now. I'm not thinking about what I'm saying. I'm not thinking about how I should say it. I'm in the moment. I feel this way right now. Very impulsive, which is what she did on Twitter, and now she's reneging about it, about what she said and stuff. So I'm like,
so I guess the question is,
Oh man.
I understand that she feels betrayed by
yeah,
Jordan
for sure.
or
Like
whatever,
her
but
feelings,
I
she
feel,
has every right to feel exactly how she.
yeah,
feels
no, and then
because
also I feel like everyone feels valid, and the reason that Tristan tweeted fake news was the fact that him and Khloe technically are not together, and also he did not sleep with Jordan, and they did not make out. There was no intimate. They both admitted that, which was why he said
in
fake
my
news.
head, a kiss is a make out. Your lips shouldn't be touching.
I mean,
no one's lips,
yeah, but I'm
period.
saying like they were making it seem like it was just intimate, like they were just like sloppy drunk all over each other in public or whatever.
True enough, like they exaggerate the story, but the story was still wrong.
And also, I just want to say this: when Khloe Kardashian said that Tristan Thompson was addressing the situation privately, what does that have to do with anything? Because he's constantly embarrassing you publicly. And then also she was saying that Jordan was wrong for, waiting so long and going and, addressing it publicly for her, basically saying she was selfish for clearing up her side. First of all, no, because ain't nobody, literally the friends that she came with, nobody came up and, tried to defend her in any way. Not that they owed that to her, but it's like,
Nobody want that smoke, man. Twitter.
It's like, okay,
you get smoked on Twitter.
I gotta stick up for myself. Like I'm still a person. I'm thinking about my family that has nothing to do with y'all. But because my image is now tainted, I have people to think about just like you do. And you're saying that you're trying to protect your daughter or whatever. But that's beyond the point at this point, to be honest, because I mean, you're still doing whatever with the man that could be bringing you back whatever. So I think there's a bigger situation here. And you're just mad that you've allowed so much self-sabotage. And now you've got to learn this big lesson because it's somebody that, hits close to home. I think that you should think about the situation a lot more internally than you are externally.
This is exactly why I don't pay attention to celebrity relationships.
No, I'm just saying in a general sense.
Because you will hurt your head saying when someone should leave or when someone should... And I'm not talking about you in general.
Okay.
I'm saying like how, how someone should react in the situation. But it's like when you're in the situation, it's different.
Right, and that's what I said
it's
earlier.
like with their relationship, I don't really care.
Yeah.
It's just like... I guess I do want to ask our followers something, and I also want to ask you something, bro. Mm-hmm. How long does it take for you to bring someone that you are dating around your friends?
Oh man.
How long does it take? Is it immediately?
Oh,
It's
no.
my guys, it's my girl, I'm out. Or is it I gotta chill this out a little bit.
Oh man, I think I'd give it about a year. I think after a year, I mean, you can kind of work your way into the conversation. I'm like, hey, y'all, I'm dating this girl named such and such.
So is it best friends or just people you
best friends. Like, best friends, I can kind of trust my girl around them because those my brothers and everything. But if it's some regular everyday person, then I'm kind of like, nah, I ain't gonna be like. If it's someone in my classroom or something like that, and we just have a little, we talk when we see each other, hanging out or whatever. I'm not gonna bring my girl around them because I'm I don't even know this guy or anything like that. But if it's people I consider family, then man, I'd give it about half a year maybe. I'd give it 6 months and I'd be like, hey, that girl I was talking about, y'all? Here she is, you know what I'm saying?
Does it depend on how good of a person she is? Or just I don't know how much you're feeling, I guess.
I think it just depends on the connection that y'all have. What's been how much work has been done in a certain amount of time,
True.
I guess.
Man, if it's someone I know I'm not going to be with, then I'm just I'm not going to waste y'all time bringing them around or anything. You know what I'm saying? So
makes sense.
Yeah, honestly, I just gave myself a headache saying all those things. I just want to say that. But no, it's not that I care. It's just that, honestly, I've seen similar situations play out, and also, like I said, it kind of makes me think about the people that I'm around and how they handle maturity and things like that. I just took, like I said, I kind of use that situation internally, and it's dang, I would definitely, You know, it just makes you kind of keep a close eye out and like really just looking at how the situation is just so sticky from all angles. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, well, going back to the question, how long does it take you typically, or would it take you going forward to introduce to your friends? Close friends. I'm talking about like sister.
Okay.
Type friend.
Honestly, in my opinion, just because of the type of friends that I have, we're so like we can kind of read each other's minds. Like we're really close, so I feel like I would bring them a little bit sooner. Like if I'm, you know, basically first I would make sure that they're my boyfriend anyway. But you know, just so they can kind of like, not that I would put their opinion above my own judgment, but I would want to see how they read him and things like that, because I don't want to wait a whole year and then I'm like, okay, I've been blinded this whole time and they peeped it within 2 hours. You know what I mean? It's like, dang, he been doing that, but it's been a year and I didn't even realize that this is really what, you know, like, you know, so I would probably maybe 3 months in or so, like if we're just saying with time. But
yeah, I think it just depends on like, because I mean, I'm the type, you gotta be my friend. You have to be my friend first.
Yeah,
like,
you gotta know me. Like you gotta really know me.
So like, but I know with my girl now, it's like even before we got together, it was just like this is my friend. This is my friend who I'm liking, but these are my friends. Like, you know, we just all cool.
Yeah.
We're not all cool. Like this is my cool, and we it's like you cool with me and we cool with this person, but at the same time, it's like we don't. I guess she's already around them, but she's not around them as much. She's not around them to the point where I can leave the room and I don't think anything can happen.
I think there's just no, because those are your friends. Like it's really no reason.
And if I feel like she's gonna do something, then I wouldn't even waste my time with.
And I feel like it just goes off of like intuition. Like if you feel like you got to second guess about a lot of things, like then it's like, okay, it's not time then, because that's like the opposite of trust, pretty much. Like if I'm overthinking it or I'm like, well, I don't, then don't.
Exactly.
Then just don't.
So at my ex-child, how long does it take for y'all to bring y'all girlfriend or boyfriend around your close friends? I say close friends also, because just friends is gonna be. Yeah. You're not gonna really care about that anyway. Close friends. Dang, I lost my damn question.
Also, like, what are specific boundaries that you have between your friends and your boyfriend? Like, what would you just not do? Not saying that it's like good or bad. Like, not saying like you, like, of course you can't. Your friend can't kiss your boyfriend type shit. But
at none of my folks.
Like, yeah, like that's what I mean. Like,
no, man, that might be insecure right there.
Yeah. She start LOLing and everything. I'm like, nah, just playing.
What if it's just funny?
If I don't laugh, then ain't nobody laughing up in there,
let's
man.
talk about that then. Let's talk about this level of insecurity going on. Or what you call it, insecurity.
Man.
Hold on, are you for real or you play?
Nah, just playing.
I think you for real.
I'm goofy.
Nah, for real though, but I mean, cause some dudes really don't like that. It's like, you're laughing a little too hard, bro.
It's like, hey man.
Look, well, honestly, I don't need to be with a man like that, because anyone who knows me knows that I laugh at everything and it's very loud. So he gonna think I'm flirting with everybody in the room.
This nigga think he a comedian.
So yeah, no.
Nah, but this, I mean, I guess I can see, like I said, going back to Jordan Woods, I can see both ends, and I just
hope that
you saw the council Tristan Thomas. I mean, Christian Thompson. What's
Tristan
Thompson?
It was free Tristan Thompson.
Free Tristan Thompson.
Yeah, apparently, I don't know. Basically, because
that was so funny, but it was so bad.
Basically,
it was so funny.
Basically, because they think that Chloe is like, because really she's the only one promoting their relationship. Basically, like every time he cheats, it's like 2 weeks later, they're on her Instagram partying together and stuff, and like there's been videos of her trying to dance on him, and he's just completely ignoring her and things like that. So they feel like he's trapped. It's like every time, it's like she fights harder every time he's straying away.
They said my guy Trish keeps trying to leave, but Chloe would never break up with him. It's so sick. It's not funny because it's terrible, bro. Yeah, it's terrible.
But all in all, I really hope that like everyone just gets their piece about it, especially Jordan Woods, because I'm rooting for everyone black.
And they started to GoFundMe. They started to GoFundMe for her too. For Jordan. Yeah, for Jordan.
First of all, I think
for the non-disclosure agreement she had signed with the Kardashians, all of them.
I'm tired of these. They gonna ruin the point of GoFundMe, bro.
Too. I saw that like yesterday. like she's trying to raise like $1 million for it too. Like
I mean, wait, another man, get
I
out of
think
here,
okay.
bro.
I
For
think
the
Jordan
disclosure
Woods
for what?
is
Everything's
not
already on
like
the table.
Like, no,
she's not
like, no
depending
cap,
on them for
like-
coin. I don't think so.
Everything's already on the table. What are you saying?
Man,
Don't
she
talk
had-
about.
She had like the easiest job on the planet. All you had to do was just be Kylie's best friend, and you messed all of it up. I'm like,
See, but nah, but see, I don't like.
She's still
see,
a
I really like
human.
that. Is she young? And on top of that,
She's a human, and then my thing
man,
is,
like,
for all of these people saying this, it's really because
and who said
social
killing them
media
for
gives
money in
so
her
much
pocket?
power to people. Like people will not have
don't really
that much.
care, bro.
They will not have that much power in person, and also like they're sending her, death threats and all types of stuff.
Bruh,
It's
that's the
because it's
thing.
social media, though. You wouldn't
Exactly.
do that in person.
And that's
then on top
reality.
of that, it's like it's not like she's pregnant by him or she just did something just like.
Even if she was, bro, in actuality, people really don't care.
No, they don't. It's just
have
because
they have a platform.
They
to
see it
talk.
as fun. They see like this is people's real life, but they're
yeah,
they're
bro.
playing around with it. And it's like
Ain't nobody finna try to kill her.
yeah, no,
They
like they
just
really
wanna
will
talk
not.
about it.
It's just because they like bullies. I don't know. It's just the internet. Like the internet just gives you so much ammo.
And then they give you wings.
because it gives you like that gateway to like, oh, I said
I
something
can
like
say
when.
this 'cause I
just
ain't gonna
because
run
I
into her
can.
in public. I ain't gonna.
Like
you know
when you
what I
have-
mean?
like
But
when
it's
you
like,
have
So in public, you don't want an autograph because this
Right.
Jordan Woods.
But you were talking all this stuff online, like you
Right.
were doing all this
Which
stuff.
which is
Wow.
also going back to platforms like this.
Mm.
Even though I personally, if I'm gonna talk about something, I'm not gonna really, like this is my opinion, and
Like, I
I
got
probably
rap beef.
more or less don't care about the person that much.
that-
But
I got rap.
I'll try
I'm
to be
coming
as
to
respectful
Juice
as
901 podcast, man.
You tryna- man, yo, I'm just saying,
Anytime
bro.
I got, man, I'm gonna do one of those old school freestyles and everything. Just go and do a whole diss on, man. Don't let me have no
On
rap
Juice
beef.
901?
On Juice 901, I'm hitting y'all up. I'm like, hey,
Somebody
Tay,
wrote it down
India, I'm
already.
coming right here, man. Anybody come at me, man, I'm getting on this joint, get the microphone and be like, got a whole diss. I'm
he wants
freestyling.
smoke.
I want all of it, man.
So
I'm coming
anybody
on-
who won't smoke with my guy,
I'm doing
right?
a whole 5 minute off the top of my head this. Like, whoever, all you gotta do is just get at me in my inbox, man. This a rap. Hit
Well-
them DMs.
These bars better be spectacular the way you talking, bro.
So I heard that you wanted to freestyle.
You already know it was coming.
You want a beat or you want acapella?
Nah, acapella.
All right.
go on,
So
go on.
let me
This-
introduce him.
Zoom in.
Is
catch it.
your name is Kumasi Turner? Is that like your stage name?
Real name, no gimmick.
Period. All right. So coming to Rap City in the basement with Juice 901. With Juice 901, we have Memphis's very own Kumasi Turner.
Yeah, Jack.
Hey, what's going on? It's the one and only Kumasi Turner. Finna hit you with an exclusive freestyle. Sparring against a narcissist, making bargains with Martians and Johnny Carson's pharmacists, spitting fire like I'm an arsonist and kicking knowledge harder than martial artists. My flow is marvelous. Getting loose with some groupies inside a store jacuzzi, torching doobies with Rita Ora, watching horror movies. Pauly Shore recording 40 orgies on the couch with me. Look out 'em, C's. I'm on your balconies performing alchemy. Handing grams of Xannies to grannies using profanities, insanity. Teaching manatees Christianity. Skywalking, I'm on my Anakin. Making out with a Pamela Anderson mannequin. Inciting riots with 2 Vikings. Taking Vicodins with Mike Tyson reciting Bible sins. Boy, I'm a hazardous antagonist. I'm David Blaine imagining magic tricks on an acid trip. Often I'm unlawful. I'm Aristotle on a bar stool preaching the gospel. I'm stunning like Steve Austin, out in Boston, lost inside of a Walton Goggins costume. This golden necklace hang down to my solar plexus, drove a stolen Lexus to a show in Texas, started posing naked.
And
yeah.
there's that. That was very intricate. I would
Eminem
say.
is definitely your favorite rapper because
Yeah.
I can tell because
That was tough.
Oh, yeah.
Picture every Eminem cipher, bro. Eminem had the flow, had this flow.
Yeah,
in every
you had the
cipher.
big words with the imagery, with metaphors. That was good though.
Thank you.
That was
Coming
good.
in fast. I got shit up, bro. But like I said, it's been another episode of Juice 901. Thank you for our guests for coming in. Definitely.
Hey.
And also a special thank you for interviewing me like a lot of months ago.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was
Definitely.
anytime. Y'all know y'all family. And I told you, I got that rap beef. Rappers get at me. I'm coming right here.
He want this
5 minute
real, man.
freestyle. 5 minute
He want-
freestyle.
Well,
Straight
hey.
diss.
All right,
Anybody.
when we at Kendrick Lamar, I don't want to hear none of that. Nigga.
At Kumasi Turner. KUMASITURNER. No underscore, no nothing.
What's your sign?
Leo.
Okay.
Leo.
That explains it all.
Just
You better hope you don't meet no Virgo rapper.
So anyways, I just want to say that I will body both of these humans.
First of all, she had a whole mixtape she was supposed to drop 10 years
It's
ago.
coming. It's still
Jay
coming. First of all,
never
if
dropped
you
the mixtape.
if you see the greats, you see that they all take their time.
That's because they're stuck on a contract or something.
Nah, they take their time. Period.
All right.
So, anyways,
We'll revisit this in 3 years.
no, 2020. The vision is clear.
The vision is good. Like I said, thank y'all to all the subscribers, all the followers, all the people who actually tune in.
Yes.
Thank you for all the people who mess with us, because all that means a lot, man. We actually making moves out here. Started with a phone, then we got a camera. Soon enough, we're just going to level up.
Yep.
So like I said, thank you for everybody who subscribed to us. Who got the juice?
Who got the juice?
Who got the juice? Juice 901.
Bye.
Hey.